As the curtain rises on 2026, exactly 37 days have passed since that terrifying night. Just this past January 2nd, the Hong Kong SPCA Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals released an unbelievable announcement. After a devastating fire and over a month of lockdown in the ruins, rescue teams have miraculously saved 2 surviving cats using trapping cages. This isn't a movie. It is a scene that just played out in reality. According to the official SPCA report, despite the extremely harsh conditions at the site, the rescue team never gave up searching. These 2 little ones held on for a month in the waterless, foodless, smoke-filled ruins, finally waiting out the moment they would see the light of day again. Friends familiar with Hong Kong's fire classification know that number 5 signifies the highest level of disaster severity. That blaze didn't just devour the building. It instantly severed the connection between many families and their beloved pets. In the chaos of the emergency evacuation, many fur babies were forced to remain in the fire ground. After the fire, while firefighters were racing against death, another team was quietly in action. According to SPCA records, their inspectors never stopped trying at the edge of the cordon lines. It was this persistence, holding on to even a 1 in 10,000 chance of hope, that brought us this miracle at the start of 2026. This makes us ponder, in the face of immense disaster, just how much rescue energy can humanity unleash for these fragile lives that depend on us. In fact, the miracle at Wang is not an isolated case. When we flip through the history of human disasters, we find that the word rescue has never been limited to our own species. Here are 10 of the most discussed and impactful pet rescue events in history, each of which once shocked the world. Number 10. The 2023 Turkey earthquake. Even if you've forgotten the statistics of the quake, you've likely seen that Photo, a cat named Enkaz, dug out from the rubble by rescuers who refused to leave his savior's shoulder. This cat was later adopted by that firefighter, becoming one of the gentlest bright spots in that cruel disaster. Number 9. 2005 Hurricane Katrina. This disaster didn't just destroy New Orleans. It directly changed American law. At the time, because rescue helicopters prohibited pets, many citizens refused to evacuate, choosing to stay and die with their animals. This led the U.S. to pass the PETS Act, Pets Evacuation and Transportation Standards Act, mandating that disaster relief plans must include household pets. Number 8. Fukushima, the Forgotten Guardian. After the nuclear leak, everyone fled, but Noto Matsumura went against the flow, returning to the highly radioactive town of Tomioka. He stayed alone in the empty city to care for the abandoned cats, dogs, cows, and ostriches, becoming known as the last guardian of Fukushima. Number 7. Chernobyl. The animal liquidation operations portrayed so brutally in the Chernobyl miniseries were real, but little known is that the descendants of hundreds of dogs managed to survive in the exclusion zone. In recent years, the Dogs of Chernobyl project was launched, with scientists and volunteers providing medical aid to these radiation-affected descendants. Number 6. The escape route at Irpin. That photo shook the world. Under the bombed-out bridge, fleeing crowds carried not gold or jewelry, but cat carriers and dog leashes. There was even a woman carrying an elderly large dog on her back, walking for over 10 kilometers. In the face of war, they are not burdens. They are family. Number 5. Australia's Black Summer. Approximately 3 billion animals were affected, but we remember this scene, countless ordinary people rushing towards the fires, taking off their shirts to wrap up terrified koalas and giving them water. This fire forced the world to re-examine the fragility of wildlife under climate change. Number 4. Wenchuan, Zhuzhongqiang the Strong Pig. He might not be a pet, but his story is a household legend. Buried under ruins, he survived for 36 days on charcoal and rainwater. His rescue became the ultimate symbol of tenacious vitality during that sorrowful year. Number 3. The Titanic over a century ago. With lifeboats in critically short supply, 3 small dogs to Pomeranians and a Pekingese were hidden in clothes and brought onto lifeboats by their owners. Although this sparked a century-long ethical debate about who should go first, humans or dogs, it truthfully recorded humanity's attachment to others in moments of life and death. Number 2. Although this was a rescue primarily for humans, the horses responsible for pumping water and transporting supplies, and the search dogs waiting outside the cave, were indispensable links in the rescue chain. Though not the ones being rescued, they were the heroes of the operation. Number 1. The 2024 Noto earthquake, closest to our present time. After the golden 72-hour rescue window had passed, a cat was pulled from a flattened house by the self-defense forces. The video amassed over 100 million views on social media. It proved that even in a modern rescue system, the life of even a single cat is worth our all-out effort. After seeing these stories, I am reminded of a quote by the late musician Ryuichi Sakamoto. Having witnessed tsunamis and nuclear disasters, he lamented that humans are always accustomed to viewing nature as an opponent and categorizing life. But in the moment a disaster strikes, nature is absolutely fair. A tsunami will not detour because you are human. A fire will not show mercy because it is a pet. As Sakamoto said, we are all fragile links in the massive causal chain of nature. When we cheer for those 2 surviving cats from Wang Court, what we are rescuing is not just 2 animals, but the dignity of not abandoning any life that we try to preserve in the face of disaster. Because in the face of immense impermanence, all life faces an equal choice.